welcome to 2023. I seriously had no hopes going into this year, honestly, so, uh, we really need to talk about the internet and its negative effects. Hold on, my voice might be a little bit too loud. And so is my game. So... Okay, first thing I really want to discuss is, like, how people communicated back in the 1990s, before there was any internet. Before there was, like, social media. Before there was, like, chat, like, Discord, or Twitter, or Twitch. And the like. So, okay. So back in the days, the only way you can communicate with someone without having to meet them in person is via telephone. Telephone was a excellent invention for its time. Like, it was invented in 1876 by Alexander Graham Bell, and many people used it for about 120 years before the internet started taking shape in consumer households or something. Oh, by the way, it might be the 30th anniversary of the Mortal Kombat series, which is somehow related because when people got Mortal Kombat codes back in when it first came out, you must be like one of the few lucky people to have a computer and a modem to connect to the internet or something. Back then, back in the 90s, the internet was heavily advertised with VHS tapes, TV commercials, and even news segments promoting about what you can do on the internet and stuff. This did coincide with the release of Windows 95 as well, which was supposed to make internet life easier or something. And subsequent versions of Windows also tried to make things more integrated with the internet, which should have been a warning that we should have heeded from, like, late rock star David Bowie. David Bowie did warn about how the internet was going to change everything. Oh, I failed this one. I would need to work on my blue shell dodges again, because the other day I just lost a blue shell dodge. But going back to what I was talking about the internet, everything all went well until, I'm guessing after the Patriot Act was passed. I can't give specifics as to when it was passed, but, and what it is, because of increased, because I'm placed under increased scrutiny and stuff. But then there was then social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, they started popping up. And initially, while it might have been a good idea in paper, in practice though, it has been socially destructive. To the point that there's no barrier between online and offline life. Even Instagram admitted it when there was all these anti-Asian hate attacks back in March 2021 or something. And as I iterated on another stream, I would much rather prefer 2022 over 2021. It's just kind of sad, honestly, because many people keep saying 2022 was the worst year ever, but I feel like 2021 was worse because mentally I was not in a good state back then, so, So, what do I mean by the fusion of online and offline life? It means that there are certain places on the internet that they try to identify online individuals by finding their email address, their personal address, and all that stuff. and their phone number. It's just really scary shit, honestly. And it's just like very like, and there's also and because of stuff like Discord and Twitter and even video sharing sites and streaming sites like Twitch and YouTube, the human instinct to forgive people has all but virtually disappeared from the world. It's very sad, honestly, because there's like several stories in the Bible about forgiveness, yet unfortunately the humanity has forgotten how to forgive someone. It's really sad, honestly. I mean, and people get easily offended these days now. Like, use one bad take on Twitter or Twitch, or even Discord for that matter, and everyone will gang up on you. Like, as in, like, Boys in the Hood gang up or something. Just not pleasant. And it can make your life a living hell or something. Also, politically, too, because, there was one thing I haven't touched on regarding the 1990s. Yeah, and that is the, Telecommunications Act of 1996. While it was supposed to increase competition in the cyberspace, unfortunately, it did the exact opposite. Not only did it make ISP choices in the US very narrow, but especially where I live, but it also led to extreme division in society, to the point where Democrats and Republicans can't even see face to face with each other. Meanwhile, those corporations like Amazon, Google, Meta, Twitter, they're all enjoying the benefits of money, while we ordinary citizens have to suffer and stuff. We really can't take these L's anymore. And why did I decide to do this stream today of all days? Well, it's actually because a VTuber that I actually care about was stalked by at least 4 people on her way home from, I don't know. And I heard that the new VTuber law in Japan that will take effect in October of this year will not help anything. Because I also heard a story where a boy was able to find an Instagram model just by the reflection of her face, and it was also an assault case as well. So really scary shit that we had to go through. And then there's like the issue of how many servers on Discord have toxic moderators and are not being properly punished if something goes wrong in their server. Like, for example, well, actually, or how they can mute people over political opinions. This has happened to me once when I was talking about Taiwanese sovereignty, which I fully believe in, as I'm losing all my points. As more and more, as the Communist Party of China, or CCP, has become increasingly belligerent against other nations in Asia, like India, Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea, to name a few examples. And likewise, people on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord, also known as the Holy Trinity of Internet Toxicity, are becoming increasingly belligerent as well. Why are you even using the term belligerent as if I'm fighting a war or something? Oh wait, let's get wrecked. No, I was just talking to the other players. But the fact remains that belligerency on the internet is really starting to take a toll on people's lives or something. And it's not even. It's also worth noting that government overreach on the internet is, or alleged government overreach on the internet is not helping the situation either. In fact, it might be making the situation worse, as I know in Canada there are two bills being passed, C11 and C18, that will actually not only change the algorithm, but they'll also like encourage cancel culture, which involves doxing people, and also cultural Marxism as well. Now, I'm not actually sure if what I say on this stream will actually get me in trouble when I go back to Asia in May, because to tell you the truth, when I refer to cultural Marxism, I'm referring to it in the US and also other places in the West, not in other regions of the world. Because the cultural Marxism has reached an all-new high on the US. Stuff gets cancelled, censored. They start pushing propaganda over entertainment. Hell, The Last of Us Part 2 was a really divisive game that came out amid a divisive time. And it was just way too divisive, The Last of Us Part 2 in general. Although, the other day I was browsing the ESRB ratings, and it's been confirmed that The Last of Us Part 1 may be getting a PC port. So why buy a PlayStation 5 at this point? Especially when you, especially when many PS5 games are getting ported to the PC, and eventually the Steam Deck as well. Because the Steam Deck is a handheld PC, and I've been convincing my mom to buy a Steam Deck for like the longest time ever, since we've seen a lot of neglect by other gaming corporations for not taking games to the Switch or something. For example, there's certain games I want on the Switch, but that I want to play on the go, but have completely awful Switch ports. One of these games is Trails of Cold Steel, and I covered the Japanese Switch port in 2 years ago, or in summer 2021. I covered it. I was actually one of the first YouTubers to cover it, thanks to me being awake when the game was released, due to the time zone advantage that I have when it comes to games released in Japan. But also worth noting is that there were so many travel restrictions in summer 2021, so I wasn't able to go abroad that much. So back to the main topic, the internet, while it did make anime more and Japanese entertainment more accessible to audiences outside Japan, unfortunately this has also led to wokeism destroying anime. And I don't see a bright future for the internet. We all should have listened to David Bowie. Honestly, if we have listened to him, then society wouldn't be the way it is today. Although I would normally end the stream here, but I know that the voice actor of Hitori Goto in Bocchi the Rock does not like using Discord or something. And that's kind of based, honestly, because it's full of toxic because many Discord servers are full of toxic moderators that gang up on you if you make a bad take or something. And it's just very sad, honestly. You just want a place to chat with people with like-minded interests, but at the end, you end up being like, I don't know. I did add some text in the description of my stream because, yes, I'll be playing Tetris the Grandmaster. Now, this is the game I've been playing the most on my Switch lately because my New Year's resolution is to try to get Grandmaster on this game. Grandmaster rank. This is one of the hardest Tetris games, but it finally received a port to the Switch. Like, this is one of my favorite versions of Tetris, more so than Puyo Puyo Tetris. I think it's good to put it here. No, that was not a grade A, honestly. It's just a Japanese Dan system, which, which determines how much rank you have or something, but you know, this game was supposed to get like a home console port, but it never happened due to licensing issues. I mean, TGM 1 and 2. There's also TGM-K for the PSP, which just disappeared without any reason. And then there's also TGM Ace for the Xbox 360, which is a Japan exclusive. Now, I wanted to try out that game, so what I did was I actually had to get a Japanese version Xbox 360 due to Microsoft region locking games for the platform. I really want time, you know. Can't do Miharu's Conspiracy, which is a really advanced move. I'm on grade 4, so I got... Oh, this game is kind of hard. This is not my best performance in this game, honestly. This could top out very easily in this game. Could clear 2 lines at once if I did. So this getting a port on the Switch and PS4 is significant. My top out soon. I usually do better than this, honestly. Because I'm streaming and talking at the same time, my performance is kind of going down. I think I topped out already. Yup. Let's see. I think I'll try again because this is not my best score, honestly. I'll try again. This is probably my last one for the stream. But I did forget to say that there was also like toxicity before the World Wide Web became a thing. Because my past references to the internet were World Wide Web, but there are also bulletin boards that you could connect to back in the 80s or something. Pretty awful this time. It's not the piece I wanted. No, I'm actually going to restart. Because I heard bulletin boards also had their form of toxicity as well. But bulletin boards were only like accessed by a select few back in the day. Because the mainstream didn't really care about it back then. Oh wait, I rotated a little bit too early. Yeah, I was going for Tetris or something. I barely missed 800 points. This game is actually pretty hard because you need to complete Grandmaster ranking within 13 minutes. This will take several months to learn, as one YouTuber put it. I'm just not getting good pieces today. Oh, T-spin. I should have lower rank at this point in the game. Actually, I'm just gonna end the stream here because, I have other stuff to do. So, see you next stream.